Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this.
Welcome to Having Coffee with Cullotta. First off, I want to thank you all, the 780 prescribers. You need to do that. I need more. Don't let me come out there. Thumb. I told you, the thumb. Thank you very much. And by the way, there is coffee in this cup. And these cups, pretty soon, are going to be available for sale. Gabish? Okay. Now I'm ready for y'all. I got my guy that's working for me has got a bunch of questions that you people called in. And I'm going to have to answer them. Don't wear out my throat.
We have a ton of questions.
We have a ton of questions. But before I continue on, I sort of been bullshitting you people for a while here. I'm really not a real healthy guy, but I'm trying like hell, buddy. I said, I got COPD. You know what COPD is? That's a slow way of dying. I'm 81. I'm going to make 90, I guarantee you. Unless they got some kryptonite on that COPD. Because I got a lot of shit I got to talk about. I got to straighten out the records for y'all. So let me take a little zip of this. And I'm going to put my oxygen on. So don't get afraid. You see, I can talk without it, right? You want me to talk a long time? I need this shit. I call her my wife. I put her on my face. Okay? Got it? Okay. Don't worry, I'm fine. I just want you to know I'm fine. And thank you, as I know a lot of people are concerned about me when I take them on my tours. I'm fine. I'm a strong guy. Peace. Now I'm ready. First question.
First questions. We're going to take this from Nick Messi.
Nick Messi?
Nick Messi.
Probably Macy.
Yeah. Nick Messi. Anything else you can add about Messina?
Willie Messina? Willie Messina. I love Willie. Willie was a great man, a tough little son of a bitch. I never had an argument with him, never talked down to me, always treated me like a man. You treat a man like a man, and they'll treat you like a man. I always felt a little bad for Willie because he worked directly for Jack Cerrone. And Jack Cerrone treated him rather poorly. Willie give my clothing, Willie take me to eat, Willie do this, Willie, I told Willie one time, when is he going to tell you to wipe his fucking ass? Hey, he's my boss. You got to give him respect. He says, he put me in a house with Tony Accardo. I got to watch his monkey. Tony Accardo had a monkey. So they give Willie the chore of babysitting the monkey when Tony Accardo was out. I'm not bullshitting you people. Willie hated that monkey.
What was the monkey's name?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know he hated the monkey. The monkey would throw shit at him and pee at him and everything. Willie says, if I could kill this monkey without getting whacked, Frankie, I'd have killed him a long time ago. So this is the spots Willie was in. Great guy. I could tell you one little smart story about Willie. I'm doing time in a state penitentiary, Stateville Penitentiary. I'm in there with my partner, Mike Swidek. Mike Swidek worked in the clothing room. I worked in the barbershop at this particular time. I was the clerk. We know Willie's coming in on the new. In other words, he's coming from the street. He's going to be the fish. He comes in. I want to treat him nice. Mikey don't like Willie. Whatever his reason is, I'm not going to say what it was. Mikey's in charge of the clothes. You give the guys the clothes when they first come in. Their first prison clothes. So Mikey gives them socks with no toes and pockets with no pockets. Pants with no pockets. So I tell Mikey, you can't treat that guy like that. I said, one day you're going to get out of jail, Mikey. And what are you going to do if you run into him? He said, fuck him. I don't like him. I said, Mikey on the street, you kiss his ass. And here you're doing the wrong thing. Well, he did give him them clothes like that. And I walked up to Willie and I told him, I'll get you more clothes later. I felt really bad. But he never had a problem with Willie. Now, when Willie got out, he never said anything about what Mikey did. He could have had Mikey whacked anytime he wanted. Anytime. But the guy had too much class. I like Willie Messina. I know he died poor, and I feel very bad for him. Now, does that answer your question? Next one.
Travis Christman. or Christman? Travis Christman. Here's what he asked. Mr. Cullotta, huge fan. Could you go into an in-depth video about Joey Aiuppa? I've been an outfit historian for a while, and this guy might be the most gangster-looking person I've ever read about. I know he was a big part of things for years, but you never hear much about that he did himself.
Travis, what I could say about Joey Aiuppa is what I know and what I was told. I've been in his presence one time, and I really didn't enjoy it. Looking at that man, you looked at death. There was nothing nice about him. Nothing. There was a saying going around. If you wanted to whack somebody, put a hit on him, go to Joey Aiuppa if he was the boss at that time. This guy would okay a ham sandwich to get whacked. He was a very dangerous, scary man. You got to remember, he comes from Al Capone. That was Tony Spilotro's guy. Tony Spilotro met Joey Aiuppa through Vincent and Cyril. We call him the Saint. James Tortorello was from the South Side too. We called him Turk. He was friends with Joey Aiuppa. I told you I only had one occasion to meet him. And that was the time I went over to the house to pick up Saint with Tony. And Joey Aiuppa lived in the front across the street from Saint. So we went over there. I know about him. I didn't think, he's an old man. When I go in the house, you could feel it in the air. You don't want to fuck with this guy. Never smiles. Mean man. So I couldn't wait till we got out of there because I didn't know how to act in front of this guy. Nor did I want to talk. Nor did I want to hear what they were talking about. Because there's one more ear, one more guy they could put their finger on and kill. So finally we leave there. So I said to Tony and Saint, man, that guy don't even smile for nothing. Saint started laughing. I work for him directly. He says, he smiles and talks to me. I said, yeah, but he trusts you. He said, Frankie, this guy don't trust nobody. He said, nobody. He said, you'll see one day. He'll kill somebody. He'll have somebody kill somebody that may have said the slightest wrong thing or done the slightest wrong thing. And I don't care if it's his best friend or the guy's related to his best friend. You watch. My hand to God. It happened. Jerry Curcello, we used to call him Dinger, used to drive Joey Aiuppa around. Double tough son of a bitch. Good friend, good burglar, armed robbery, did it all. Tough. He was a good friend of mine. He used to fuck with Joey Aiuppa, pat his bald head. Hey, Baldy, when they were golfing. And Joey told him, stop that, Jerry. Now, Jerry's father was Joey Aiuppa's best friend. He wasn't a gangster, but he was his best friend. That's why Dinger got the job. Dinger kept on doing it. So eventually, Joey got fucking mad. About 3 weeks later, they found Dinger dead in between 2 vacant buildings. And the last words were out of his mouth. They took him, they were like going to go on a burglary. These guys, 2 guys, they had a hit on. Joey put a hit on him. They went in between the 2 buildings. They pulled a gun out, and Jerry was, please, don't do this. And they killed him. Now, he could probably whip each one of these guys with one arm. But that's Joey Aiuppa, most feared guy around. And he was always the boss. Whenever he retired and another guy come up, then he would take off, go back on. Now, we've had several underbosses. The true boss all the while, all except the time when Paul Ricca was there, was Tony Accardo. But for 10 years, Paul Ricca ran it, 62 to 72, I don't know, somewhere around there. What else did I know about Joey Aiuppa? One time I had a problem with Louis the Mooch. Louis Eberly. Joey Aiuppa was hunting, looking for dove probably, to kill a dove. So I had a problem. So Louis wanted to get an okay to whack me. I didn't do nothing wrong. Another bum beef I got. I got whistled in by Joe Lombardo. Joe said, listen, Frankie, you got to take a beating from this jagoff. I said, I ain't going to take a beating from nobody. He said, Frankie, the only reason why you're getting the pass now is because Joey is out hunting. If he's in town, this kid earns money for Joe with the slot machines and these game machines. He'll say, yeah. I said, did not Tony call you? But Tony can't reach him, Frankie. Joey's hunting. He says, so I told Louie, you can't shoot him, you can't whack him. I'll let you beat him up. He said, you got to take a beating. Do you know how fucking humiliating that is? I knocked this guy in his ass when he come at me. And Joe looked at me and pushed me down. I was on top of him. He pushed me off of him. I had to take a beating from this punk. I said, one day, Joe, I want this guy. He said, one day, you take it off the shelf and he's yours because he'll fuck up like everybody else. And he said, I don't know how you did it. And I walked away. He died of prostate cancer. He should have died of lung cancer, mouth cancer. Piece of shit. He's one of the guys that killed Tony, too, Louis the Mooch. Now, if Joey Aiuppa was alive, Tony would have never got killed. Never. There's pictures that go around to show you how close Tony's brother was, Michael, and Tony were with Joey Aiuppa. But when Joey goes to jail, Michael and Tony ain't got a chance. What else do I know about Joey? Probably 80% of the hits that were done in Chicago were approved by him. Approved by him. Usually takes three guys, three bosses, high bosses, not made men. He could overshadow all of them. Who's going to fucking stop him? And that's what I know about him. I can't go in anymore. What else? I hope he made you happy now.
Okay, Chris Wilson said, you should do a video explaining why you never actually wanted to be part of the outfit and preferred just being connected.
I may have told a lot of people why I never joined or got into the outfit, and I'm going to repeat it maybe a lot differently than I told it before, but whatever, it's going to be on the same track. I learned at a very young age that they take 20% of whatever you rob. And it was just like something everybody done. It was like a rule of thumb. This is what you done. I learned on a big score, my first big score. Didn't bother me in the least. Up until when I heard it was 20%. Then that 20% started bothering me. I thought, they ain't doing shit. Why should they get 20%? Then I was told real nicely that it's better to give them 20% than die. Now, my father was a crook, a wheelman. Excuse me a minute. Adam, you got to stop doing that. You're knocking me off.
I'm sorry.
Because I keep on watching you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, seriously.
I was just adjusting the camera to get a better shot on you, that's all. I'll stop moving around.
Yeah, it just throws me off. Now, my father wasn't a gangster. He was a killer. He was a driver, a wheelman, I should say. He was a sticker man. Do I know if he ever done any burglaries? I never heard of it. So back then, that's all he did was stick-ups. So I'm just assuming he never did a burglary. My father's responsible for killing the Black Hand, the Mafia, and then the Chicago outfit came about. They wanted him in there. He said, nope, I'm my own boss. I don't want nobody telling me what to do. These are things I heard through the years, and evidently it worked on my mind. So working on my mind like this, I grew myself to feel like my father. And I seen that whatever he was doing was justified. I didn't want nobody telling me I can't drive a Cadillac. Although they were right. They were right. I can't drive an Oldsmobile or a Buick. I got to drive a Chevy or a Ford. I'm out there robbing thousands of dollars. I want to enjoy my money. And every time I bought a Cadillac or an Oldsmobile or a Buick, first thing I hear is Tony come back, Spilotro. Are you nuts? The old men are getting mad at you. What the fuck should they get mad? I don't work for them. That's why I don't work for them. He said, well, you're drawing heat. I said, I'm not hanging with them, Tony. I says, if I'm hanging with them, I'm a crook. If I draw heat, it's my fault, not theirs. I'm not pushing heat on them. I make it perfectly clear I'm not connected to the outfit. Although I do have connections, I don't answer to them. That's the deal, right? Yeah. But you know when you make them big scars, you got to kick it in. I don't give a fuck, I said. That's the way it is, but I don't want to be controlled. I'm not going to put money out on juice. I'm not going to go collect from pinball machines. I'm not going to muscle, what do they call them, strip bars and the massage parlors. That's not my style. I'm a stick-up man and a burglar. And that's it. And a wheelman. That's all I want to do. And they kept on bothering me, because they seen the potential. And I don't want to name the year. I can't really think of the year. Maybe 65, I'm 64, 65. I'm trying to think of the car I owned. I don't even remember the years because of the cars. One of my partners comes to me. He said, there's a contract on a union guy. And Joe Lombardo sent this guy Carlos to me to get a hold of you. He wants us to do that because he said, because I'm good with rigging up cars with explosives. He says, are you in? I says, fuck, no, I don't want to blow some guy's car up I don't know. He said, this gives us more leverage with these guys. It's up to you, Frankie. This is what Mikey tells me.
That's loud. Okay.
So I said, well, what does the guy do? And I want you to know, I wouldn't talk about this shit if I didn't have immunity. I got immunity from prosecution. I testified into court filings. Mayor Daley's son got me the immunity, use immunity, the best immunity you could get. So I testified on this, and nobody got indicted. That's fine. I don't know the guy's name. So Mikey convinced me, but I knew it come through Joe Lombardo and Tony. So we go out there and we rig the guy's car up. Just happened to be that Mikey had a friend that lived out there. So after we rigged it up with the explosives, the guy was a union guy. We went to this guy's house. And that was one of the things I did for the outfit at that time, which really made me stand up. I could just say, stick out more, that I was one of their loyal guys. Did I enjoy it? No. The reason why I let it go through my head, because I didn't want to know nothing about the guy. I didn't want to know if he had wife, kids, nothing. I'm sure he had a family. I think about him all the time. I think about the incidents all the time. But as I said, I got immunity. I don't like talking about murders that I was involved in because it sounds like you're bragging. I'm not bragging. It's not a nice thing to do. But when you're ordered to do something, if you don't effing do it, they're going to whack you. You got to do what you got to do. Survival. Now, I hope I answered your question. That's a wrap. Salute. And there's something in there. Probably cold coffee now. Don't forget, subscribe. You'll never be sorry. That's a good one.